Good morning and welcome to WHIO Reports, a community service of News Center 7 at WHIO Radio. I'm Jim Oddie. On the program today, we continue our special back-to-school coverage with a look at local colleges and universities as they get students back on campus and return to the classroom. After last year's many COVID restrictions and interruptions, people are looking forward to a somewhat normal school year. This morning, we're talking with leaders at Wright State, the University of Dayton, and Sinclair. We'll begin this morning with Susan Edwards, the president at Wright State. I asked how she would describe where we are now in this process of getting back to normal, or trying to do all of that.
The adjective that has been the past 18 months is ambiguity. And that's sort of where we still are, is in that ambiguity with things changing on a daily basis. And so, I think the other word I would use would be excited. I'm very excited. Today is we've got 2 more orientations going for our first year students. And the excitement of having those students back on campus is certainly what I am relishing right now.
Okay, so how many different modes of operation did you go through last year once you've restarted? You ended full back into the classroom and now beginning where you left off, correct?
So, yes, beginning where we left off, although we have more classes that have a face-to-face component. So, we planned the fall semester around the CDC guidelines at the time, which meant we had some face-to-face, we had some that were remote, and we had the traditional online classes, which we've always had, which is roughly about 30% anyway. So we've got 70%, roughly around 70% of our classes that have some face-to-face component. And that could be you're in the classroom on Monday, maybe not on Wednesday, or you're in the classroom Monday and Wednesday. There's a lot of flexibility for the fall semester moving forward.
I'm surprised to find out that you had so many online classes at Wright State. I did not know that to begin with. Has it always been that way?
It has been, certainly since I've been here, there have been an online component. We actually have all of our core classes now available online, so students can actually take those and complete the general education component of a degree. And we have a lot of our graduate programs are actually online courses. So, yeah, we're looking to expand in that area. And that's one thing that the pandemic has taught us, right? That there are multiple ways in which people learn, and we can utilize technology to allow people the flexibility of their learning platform, whether they want to be face-to-face or, in an online environment.
We're talking with Dr. Susan Edwards at Wright State University, the president there. I want to get right to your COVID precautions as we stand right now. This is all subject to change because of the federal regulations coming out of Washington. But where do we stand right now?
Right now, we are all masked inside, regardless of your vaccination status. We do not discriminate based on vaccination, so everybody is masked inside. If you're in your office by yourself, like I am today, you're not required to wear your mask. Outside, not required to wear a mask, although we do strongly recommend those people that are not vaccinated do continue to wear a mask. But it's not something that we're actually mandating outside.
This has been a big controversy in a lot of different venues. How are people handling it on your campus?
So I would say that everybody on the campus is very compliant. And we have not really received too much pushback. And look, I get it. Wearing a mask is uncomfortable, but we've done it now for 18 months when we've gone to the grocery store or when we've, been outside with it. But, if a piece of fabric between you and somebody else is enough to turn you off from attending, I think that's, that is your own personal choice. But I like to think it's a great way for us to continue to do the activities that our students want to do. And most of the people I've spoken to say the same thing. I'm very happy to be back, and having a mask is it's just part and parcel. It's fine. I have a lot of people that tell me they were going to wear the masks even without the mandate.
Yeah, that's happening in a lot of school districts all over the Miami Valley. So we're going to see how that plays out in the next couple of weeks as kids get back to the classroom. So let me take you back in the ancient days of when you were in the classroom as an early teacher. Okay, how would you envision that is going to affect people in the long run? Can you learn in that environment the same way you would without masking or social distancing? I think of, for example, in the medical school, I think of in the performing arts. That might change how you do things. Have you settled into that routine?
Well, you know, our performing arts actually were here during the pandemic, at the peak of the pandemic, and they were face-to-face and they were wearing masks. If you ever want to see something that makes you feel very humble, is watching a dance class, in their 6-foot distance boxes with masks on, performing. It's spectacular and awe-inspiring. I'm actually teaching this semester, in the classroom. I am teaching a face-to-face class. And, I think, again, your personality can come out regardless of whether you've got a mask on or not. And it really, in the classroom, working with first-year students in particular, it's all about developing those relationships with those students, and so that they know that you're approachable, they know that you're connected to them, they know that you care about them. And that's really fundamental to creating an atmosphere that supports learning and supports success.
What's the class that you're teaching this time around?
I'm actually teaching our first year seminar class, which is I've got honours students and the STEM students in it, and it's basically an introduction to college and how to make sure that they're getting connected and getting established and being successful as students.
I wish I had the opportunity for a class like that 100 years ago when I was starting as a first-time student. That would be a great advantage for these students who are starting now. We have less than a minute left to go. I want to get your final thoughts as student and staff come back to the classroom now on campus. Just your thoughts?
My thought is that this is going to be a year of flexibility. It's certainly going to be a semester of flexibility, and we have to understand that we have to be empathetic to where people are at. I've had the good fortune of being in my office since June last year. A lot of people have not ventured perhaps out of their own homes. So you have to understand that that people are in very different places, and our job is to meet them where they're at and support them in any way we can so they can be successful, whether they're faculty, staff or students.
Madam President, thanks for your time on the program this morning. Always good to talk with you. Good luck this year.
Thank you very much, Jim. Have a great day.